This is lesson 1.2 about compare and order integers on a number line. Now we are going to see that how can we write, interpret and explain the statements of order for the integers in real life contexts using the number line. So here in front of you, you can see there is a horizontal number line, right? Why horizontal number line? Anything which lies or which is made like this, okay? The line which is flat going from left to right is said to be a horizontal line. Now on this horizontal line, you can see that in the middle we have expressed it as 0. Now 0 is actually a neutral number. It cannot be positive or negative. It shows the neutral. It shows, like for example, if you are standing on the surface and you want to see the distance above the surface of the sea and below the surface of the sea, so that could be expressed by the 0. On the positive side, okay, you can express the numbers with the positive sign, or if you are not writing any sign, it means automatically it is positive. The numbers written on the left side, so this is right side, the numbers written on the left side of the 0 will be expressed by a negative sign. But both on the number line, like suppose for example 1. What is meant by 1? It means it shows the distance of one unit from the 0. Okay, so 1 unit distance from 0, right? Where, on which side? On right side. Okay, now what is meant by the negative 1? Negative 1 means also the distance, the 1 unit distance from 0, but where? On left side. So they are actually the mirror of each other, okay, and shows the distance. And just the negative and positive shows you that which side you are lying or standing. The line which goes from up to down or down to up is said to be a vertical line. Now in the vertical line also you can see in the middle, okay, in the middle you can see that there is 0. Now 0 again, it cannot be negative or positive. Now the numbers above 0 are actually positive, and the numbers below the 0 are negative. So what is meant by 2? It is the distance from 0, okay, it is the distance of 2 units from the 0 above the 0, and negative 2 express the distance 2 units below the 0. Okay, so use the word above and below to express the distance on a vertical line. Now, the Sean, Chris and Tanya and Austin play a game. Each turn a player can lose. Now, we studied previously also that lose can be expressed by a negative integer and win can be expressed by a positive integer. So, lose a point or win a point. Now, at the end of the game, the scores are shown. So, you have to graph the scores on the number line. So, Deshaun scored 2. What does it mean? That 2, he wins. Okay, he wins and that's why he get the 2 score. Now let's first of all we label on the right side the positive numbers and on the left side the negative number. Okay, 0, 7, negative 8, negative 9. Okay, so Deshaun 2 marks here. Chris negative 4, it means he lost 4 score. Tanya negative 5, she lost 5. Okay, so negative 5 on the left. And Austin 3, it means you have to express on the right side. Deshaun or Tanya's scores are greater. Explain how you know. Is Deshaun or Tanya's score are greater? Deshaun's, Deshaun's score is greater than Tanya's score, right? So Deshaun's score is 2. It is greater, right? Greater, for the greater sign you will show like this, okay? We studied this also, that the open mouth means greater and the closed mouth, this part is meant less, right? So 2 is greater than negative 5. Why? Because 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 Deshaun wins 2 score and Tanya lost 5 score. Okay, is Chris' score greater than Tanya's? Now Chris is negative 4 and Tanya is negative 5. So look at the number line. From the 0, okay, from the 0, as yani from the right to the left, as you go from right to the left, the numbers are decreasing. Okay, so you can see that 9 is big, then 8 is small, then 7 is smaller, then 6 is smaller, and so on. So from right to left, the numbers are decreasing. So tell me, negative 4 comes first or negative 5 comes first? Yes, here you can see, put your eyes over here. Negative 4, I'm just showing you here, negative 4 written, here negative 5 written on the number line. So what is bigger? So if you see from right to left, negative 4 is bigger, so open mouth on the negative 4, and negative 5 is lesser than negative 4. From left to right, okay, now let's visualize, right? Just showing you here, let's visualize. This is your left hand, right? And this is your right hand. Do the number lines increase or decrease? Let's suppose here 0, right? Here 1, here 2, here 3. They are saying left to right. It means go, you are standing here and you move to the right. What is happening? The numbers are increasing, right? So the numbers are increasing. So how? So if we go and show it by the number line, that as you passes or covers the distance towards the right, the numbers are increasing. Use the number line to write the scores from least to greatest. How did you find the correct order? Now we already have graphed over here. Now the correct order. Okay, from least to greatest. Least to greatest means small to big. Okay, so small to big means from left to right. Small to big means here it is small, right? You are standing and you are going to the right side. So you means that you are small to big. So what is the smallest number? Negative 5, then negative 4, then 2, and then 3. So this is the sequence from small to big. The temperatures on 4 mornings are negative 8, negative 2, negative 11 and 0. Now we know that negative means the colder and positive means the warm or hot temperature. right? And 0 means the neutral temperature. Okay, graph the temperatures on the number line. They didn't tell us that whether we have to graph the horizontal line or vertical line. Okay, so let me make it 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 and 12. Let me make it let me graph the numbers with the multiple of 2 because it looks pretty nice to make a multiple of 2 to get the answer. You can make a 1 also. One box equals to 1, then 2, then 3 and then 4, so on. Okay, sketch negative 8. Here is negative 2. Now where is negative 11? Between negative 10 and negative 12, this is negative 11. And where is 0? Here is 0. Now what was the temperature on the coldest morning? Okay, you know that the temperature from left to right increase, right? So from, if you are standing on the left and you are moving to the right, it means they increasing. So what is the coldest number? The coldest temperature is negative 11. What was the temperature on the warmest morning? So you can see that the 0 is the warmest morning, right? 0 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, use the number line to write the temperatures from least to greatest. You can already see that from least to greatest on the number line. Let's make one more. Let's here negative 11. Then you can make negative 8. Then you can write negative 2. And then last is 0. So this is how you express it. Inequality actually, remember, inequality shows the relation between the quantities to compare. Inequalities are used to compare the two values. Okay, how to compare the two values? Greater than. So if here you are standing, okay, you are standing, and here for example a book is here. Okay, this is a book. Okay, this is we have a book. Okay, so what is your weight and what is book's weight? Okay, so see, your weight is bigger because towards you is the open mouth. So you can say your weight is bigger than the weight of this book. Or so you can read this as greater. Okay, your weight is greater than the weight of the book. Now, if for example, I have 50 dirham and someone has 100 dirham. So what do you see? That 50 dirham is less than the 100 dirham. Why less than? Now, see this closed mouth on the 50, right? It means it is less. Equal sign. So let's suppose here 2 and here 2. So equal sign means that the two quantities are equal to each other. But equal doesn't mean the inequality. Inequality could be greater or smaller. Because this equal means equality, right? This equal means equality. And we are asking about inequalities. So inequalities could be greater than or smaller or lesser than. In golf, scores are based on the path. If someone scores less than the par, their score is recorded as a negative. So less scored is minus, big score is bigger. After 2 holes, Julian's score was -3. Okay. Cairo score was 1 and Kiana's score was 3. Use a number line to compare the scores Okay, in order from least to greatest. Okay, so here is the score. So what is the least score? -3. Then comes what? 1. And then comes what? 3. Now let's try. Here 0, here 1, here 2 and 3, and here is -2 and -1. Here 3. Okay, so you have -3, you have 3, and you have the 1. What two inequalities could you write to compare Jalian's and Cairo's score? Okay, so here is Jalian, here is Cairo's score, right? So Jalian score, check here. Cairo score was 1, right? So Cairo is 1 and Jalian score is -3. So here -3. Now look at the number line here and see which is first. -3 is the first, so it is the smallest number and 1 is bigger than this one. Who did the best? Of course, Cairo did the best. Why? Because his score is +1 and Julian is losing actually. That's why she is on or he is on -3. Two new golfers, John and Tiana, are in the competition. Tiana scores -3. John scores -1. Let's make a number line, okay? Here 0, here 1, here 2, here 3, here -1, here -2, and here -3. So Tiana has -3 score, Tiana, and John has -1 score, okay? Who did well? Okay, let's see here. Tiana -3 and and John -1. So we always go from left to right. So left is lesser and then as you are moving to the bigger. So -3 is less than -1. Both of them are losing, right? But the -3 is less than the -1. But the thing is that who scored better? So of course the more score is better, right? The more score is better. Who can win the match? Okay, there is a possibility that John wins the match. Two research submarines are exploring a coral reef. Submarine 1 is at an elevation of -58. Submarine 2 is at an elevation of -65 feet. Which elevation is farthest from the sea level? Now assume this one, okay? Assume. You want to make the number line, you can make the number line, but better assume. If here it is 0, what comes first on the left? On the right side, first comes 56, then 65 comes, right? So on the left side, we take the reflection. So first come -56 and then comes -65. Okay, now which is farthest? -65 is farthest, right? So which is farthest? -65 is farthest. Now can you compare them? Can you compare them? Let's compare. Right here -65, right here -56. What is smaller? Okay, so the thing which is farthest is smaller than the thing which is nearest. Write an equality to compare -24 and -14. Okay, you can visualize. Here is the 0, here 14 and here 24. On the other side, the reflection will be -14. The reflection will be -24. From left to right, the numbers increasing. The numbers increasing from left to right. Okay, so write an equality. -24, -14. What is small? Of course, negative 24 is lesser than negative 14.